Now, our bar staff, who I'm sure you're thoroughly enjoying in all the wonderful bars here on board Queen Elizabeth, we have one of our bar team, as well as a bar person extraordinaire. He's an author as well. So let's meet Martinez here. Good morning, Martinez.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Brazil, the northeast part. It's a city called Salvador, so that's the closest.
Salvador.
Yes, the closest city where I come from.
Fantastic.
If I tell the city I come from, no one would know.
Okay. Very similar climates to Dublin. Yes. All right.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about your bar news, first of all, and then we'll talk about something else afterwards.
All right, great. So this cruise, I'm working in Café Carinthia, our coffee shop, so I need to tell a bit more about our Café Carinthia. So if you want to come and have a nice coffee in the morning or any pastry that we serve complimentary prices from 7 to 11:30. So we have coffees, any coffees, cappuccino, lattes, Americano, flat white. We also have our coffees from Brazil, coffee beans you can choose from Brazil, Ethiopia or Guatemala. So nice coffees. You can get your coffee card, so getting 10 coffees you save an extra coffee or 20% of it. So it's a very nice place to be, Café Carinthia. And also today I'm here to talk about our gin. So we are having, Cunard just brought on board not long ago our 3 Queens gin. So the one I have here is the Queen Elizabeth gin. Okay, this is a distillery called Pickering's Gin. It's made especially for our queens. It's in Edinburgh, Summer Hall in Edinburgh. That's the distillery where it comes from. So each of them has this different, let's say, flavor. So our Queen Mary gin is a bit more sweet. Queen Victoria is more Mediterranean with citrus and bloody orange or a hint of lemon, all that. So we have a Queen Elizabeth, we call the hint of the Orient. And you can have any of these gins on board. The 3 Queens gin, Queen Elizabeth, you can have in any bar. The other 3 only in Commodore Club. However, if you want to take home, we shouldn't be talking about going home now because we just joined, right? Anyway, this is 3 Queen gin. So you have Queen Elizabeth, Queen Mary, and Queen Victoria. Here is $28 this set, so you can take home as a souvenir. It's a very nice gin. All right. And also, I'm here to talk about our tastings. So coming up soon, we have a martini mixology in Commodore Club on the 14th. So that will be tomorrow in our next sea day. Anyway, on the 14th, from 3 to 4 in Commodore Club, 4 different martinis you get to try. It's 1 hour of seminar talking with our assistant bar manager La Rocha. So ginger Cosmo, gin infusion, the martini, traditional martini and espresso martini. And also at 10 o'clock we have the single malt whisk tasting in Admiral's Lounge for different whiskies. And any of these events you can just talk to any of us from the bar, bartenders, bar waiter. We're going to explain more to you and we can book you for that.
Fantastic. Your bar team will tell you about all these wonderful events, and a lot of the seminars like the martini tasting, the whiskey tasting, they get booked up very early. So there are limited spaces, so please get booked up nice and early. Now, you are an author of a book which is available in the bookstore on board, and you'll see a poster. When you first walk in, you look at it, you think it may be Rod Stewart or someone, but when you get closer to it, you see it is our very own author, Martinez. So you've written a wonderful book. Tell us quickly about that.
That's right. Some people think that's Barack Obama. That's how they call me on board. Anyway, this is my life story so far. I left my home village in Brazil, very small village, 3,000 people. I moved to São Paulo trying to become a footballer or better opportunities I was looking for in 2000. However, didn't work out to become a footballer. After 4 years living on the slums and struggling with work, I decided to go back to school and finished my high school. So I got a scholarship to study English. So I'm able to talk to you today. And so that's the story about leaving my village, getting an education, getting a scholarship to study English. And then in 2009, after working in hotels back in São Paulo, I finally got a job in a cruise ship. 2010, I joined Queen Victoria and never looked back. Since 2010, I worked for Cunard. We worked together in Queen Mary as well.
That's right.
And 2014, I came to work in Queen Elizabeth. And then my book is available in the bookshop, like you said. And I'm more
It's a
than
wonderful
happy to
book.
talk.
It's a wonderful book of an amazing journey, and so if you'd like to enjoy it, and then of course you can find Martinez, and he'll be delighted to autograph and personalise it for you.
That's very true.
Shakespeare, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a
for
lot,
joining
Paul.
us this
Thank you.
morning. Isn't he marvellous? Epitomises our wonderful White Star crew.